Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome to another live stream. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. That means a little bit of AEW Dynamite tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to get into as we head towards Dynasty, and so much more, folks. Get in that chat, click all the buttons, like, share, subscribe. Be a part of the family, be a part of the show, and make sure you strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we bring you more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Happy to be back at it again. Hope everyone's doing well on this wonderful Wednesday. Yep, Hood Hump Day in the books. We're about to cap it off with some wrestling. Friday Junior tomorrow. And the weekend is upon us. Hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You're feeling good. You're ready to go. You want to get into this one tonight. We got lots to talk about, lots to break down, not just on the show, but in the wrestling world. Get in that chat. Let me know what's on your wrestling mind. What are you thinking about? What do you want to talk about as we bring you all the action tonight? I will say hello to the people in a moment, but if you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and KJ White. Happy to be back at it again, as I almost forgot my own name. Big shout out to Nick and Anthony, who are not here this evening. You will be rolling with me, and hopefully that makes y'all happy today. We are ready and set to go. But yes, I am KJ White, though my memory might have forgot that for a second. But what are we getting tonight? Well, let's talk about it. Let's look at it real quick. We'll come back to the top three. MJF returns to the building. What does this mean? Who's going to come after him? I know he's got issues with Kenny. Darby wants to get his hands on him. How is this going to look? Is there a way to kind of make MJF feel a little more, I don't know, a little spicy, a little hotter? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We got to check this out. But Darby's going to take on Roosh in my Why Is This Happening match of the week. Not really sure how we got here or why this. I know Darby wants to go after MJF. Darby last week was in a coffin match. So for him to be here tonight taking on Roosh in what seems to be a very nothing match, I'm a little unsure about it. Will it be better than the coffin match that we got? As that goes down as one of AEW's worst matches ever, which ironically, the last time I said that, it was Moxley Darby coffin match that I thought was the worst AEW match ever. And it definitely got beat at Revolution. So we'll see what this looks like, folks. I don't know. It should be decent. We're running kind of parts of this back. We've seen variations of this in different ways as Orange Cassidy and Roddy, still the conglomeration, will be teaming up to go on against the Dogs. The Dogs are on a losing streak. They have not been strong since they've gotten here. What will this look like tonight? I will find out. I don't know. I mean, we got to get the Dogs in something that matters, don't we? We got to up our booking for the Dogs. You sign them. They're good. Use them. Another big match is now that Tony is out of the way, and we'll talk about the whodunit and the mystery of that. But now that Tony is out of the way, we get Mina taking on Thekla for the world title, which is crazy. It's unexpected. This one should be very interesting. And Mina slides in there after a big win, an unexpected win against Marina last week. So Shafir's out. Tony, who attacked Tony? Could it be Mina? Dun, dun, dun. Could be Mina. I mean, we thought it was Thekla. Maybe it was Shafir. But what if it was Mina? I don't know. It seems too obvious, and those stories or the rumors out there. So we're not quite sure when we're going to get Tony back. So this might be some long-term storytelling, whether we like it or not. But yeah, I'm curious. I like both these ladies. Big fan of Mina. Her in-ring, isn't phenomenal by any stretch. Thekla, I think, is a much better wrestler. I like her a lot. She's come on the scene and she was She's been strong. I would find a way to get Sky Blue and Julia those women tag titles. Yeah, I'd highly consider that and build this up. I think you got something special with Thekla. And tonight, actually, we're going to talk about in a little bit, and we'll see how the chat goes. But I got a list of the ladies in AEW that we haven't seen in a while. We're going to break down some of the names and how long we haven't seen them. When we talk about, where the best wrestle or where the best women's division in the world is, I mean, we got a really strong women's division sitting on the shelf. So we will talk about that here tonight. And of course, the big match of the night, Swerve Kenny to the Sweeper versus the Swerver. We're going to get EVP status up against the number one contendership. Who wins this match? Is there a definitive winner? What does it look like? What does it mean if Swerve wins the EVP title? Is he just burying it? Does he want it? Will he use it to his advantage? Will he use the EVP power in a way that we've never seen Kenny or the Bucks flex their power? I mean, maybe the Bucks did it a little bit once upon a time, but it never really seemed to matter. So this almost feels like an additional belt, championship title. Like it's almost just another part of the story, another prop that they're using. Because the EVPs don't do anything. They don't book matches on TV. They don't really seem to have any stroke. Then I don't really know why this is important. But this should be a hell of a match. We know MJF's in the building. How does that tie into all this? This should be a good one. I hope Tony gives them a lot of time to go. I'm sure he will. But this should be one hell of a main event tonight. And we are looking forward to it. Now, I will say to the chat, if you can hear my voice right now, if you're tuning in, I want everyone to send me put a number one, just one, in the chat if you can hear me, if everything's working proper on your end. I may be experiencing a bit of a technical difficulty at the moment. But yeah, just put a one in the chat so I know you're there. So I can confirm that you guys are real and that I'm real and that we're not in the Matrix, even though we might be in the Matrix. Jose had to throw up a 2 because why not? Yeah, that's so weird. All right. So I got, there we go. There you go. You woke it up, folks. You gave it the old proverbial rub, and it is awake and ready to go. But that's the card tonight. That's what we're looking at for Dynamite. If there's anything that I've overlooked, by all means, let me know. Tony likes to slip a couple in, late afternoon when I'm working on some food. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have caught anything. We got lots to talk about in the IWC. We got lots to talk about as far as, the good old, Meltzers out there that just can't keep their foot out of their mouths. But at the end of the day, it should be a fun show. Last week was arguably one of the worst AEW Dynamites in the history of AEW Dynamite. So that is my concern as an AEW fan, is will they bounce back? Revolution was good. Some people said it was the best ever. That's insane to me that anybody would even get close to that. Like the recency bias and whatever reason that you can't just say that was a really good show. It always has to be like it was the best show we've ever done. This is amazing. It was unreal. Blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't. There's too many things on the show that didn't work. There's too many things on the show that aren't solid. Thank you. I see all the ones, Anthony. I got you, sir. I hope you are well. But yes, I appreciate all the ones in the chat. Just making sure it is alive and awake. But let's go. Let's roll up. I am going to say hello to the chat and see if we can kind of keep it going. There has been a little bit of a communication issue on the platform at times. We thought we beat the issues, but it looks like they might be persisting a little bit here tonight. But I digress. Let's get past that. Once again, Dynamite coming up in about 12 minutes. Let's say hello to the people. Let's talk. And let's see what is on your mind. But Damien, the first in the chat. And I think there was some other names earlier, but I'll roll through. Looking for the looking forward to the part 2 of Omega and Swerve. 100%. Welcome back, Damien. It shall be good. Ken. YouTube has an up close with Renee, with Cage and Cope. Christian, yes, I saw pieces of this, bits of this. Don't have a whole lot to say on it right now, but hey, go check it out. I mean, how bad could it be? Where's Zach? Today is International Waffle Day. Waffles. We're going to have waffles. All right. Well, International Waffle Day. That's a good one. I like it. I like it. Nick was here right now and he asked me, what do I like more, waffles, French toast, or pancakes? And I'll tell him for the millionth time, pancakes. But waffles are good. There's no bad choices. Shouldn't Swerve and Kenny be a pay-per-view match? I would think so. I would build that up, right? We just came off, and it's not that like you literally have a pay-per-view coming up. Like, it is not far away. It is the week before WrestleMania. You have a few weeks here to kind of build towards that. That's where I kind of do it. I worry sometimes with AEW and Tony Khan's booking style because they struggle with the stories. They try and put stuff in the ring that we see it every time, like on a go-home show. Match, then a fight after the match, and then more brawling, and that's how we get to the match. I feel like it's a lot of rinse and repeat. A lot of the matches go that way, and they got to come up with a better strategy. They got to find a way to right angles. They got to find a way to do a better job of piecing it all together. TJ's with us. Ken, got you. What's up? What's up, Eric? Welcome back. Welcome back. The Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin. Let's go. The Solution is with us. MDB, Dylan, what's up? As I'm getting the violence warning, and as always on a Wednesday, I'm a little behind, but I will catch up. Paul Carpenter, how you doing? Ronan, welcome. Zippy, good to see ya. Don't forget, we have a Twitch like Foxy Pug. Go check out our Twitch. Welcome back, Foxy. Hope you are doing wonderful. Same for Zippy. Motown vibing. I love it. Our neighbors to the south, right there at the border. Shout out, my guy. Jose, welcome. Welcome to the weekly tradition of watching KJ slowly descend into madness. Trust me, I'm coming in on the wrong foot as it is. We're opening. Did I not just say this was going to be the main event? Like, stay tuned for the big main event tonight. Why? What? Why is this opening the show? What are you going to do tonight that's bigger than this? I will put a poll up. We take a prediction for every single match. We take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. So get in this chat. Let me know who you're taking. Oh, my God. Look, this is a sign of things to come. Like Jose just said, this is going to be a descent from this point on. We're peaking in the opening. Unless someone shows up and announces something better, what are we doing? What have we done? So this is Swerve versus Kenny Omega to open the show. Nobody is an option. Get your votes in as the poll goes up. I just finished in my pre-show talking about this main eventing tonight. Looking forward, like this is the match that makes people stay until the end of the show. You want to tune in and make sure you don't miss this match. This is a big match. In AEW, this is a marquee match at its highest degree. Two of your best ever. Some said, shouldn't this be a pay-per-view match? It definitely is not an opening of the show match. And people can say, well, you're going to get mad. Tony gives us a good match early. What, are you supposed to start the show with shit? No, don't start the show with shit. But it's going to be the best thing on the show. And we'll see. In 2 hours, we'll talk about whether or not the opening of this show ends up being the best part of this show. Sup, Ken, got you. Jose, as always, it's a pleasure. Michael Campbell, welcome. I have read that Ronda Rousey show up at the AEW pay-per-view was a one-shot as an FU towards MMA and the WWE in general. Yeah, I have heard that as well. I did hear a couple of people speculate, maybe there was going to be something more. maybe at a dynasty, or she she was in the corner, she was helping out. A lot of people believe that she couldn't get into a match with the current contract for her fight coming up. Don't want to risk that, but that there was going to be something there. But maybe Toni Storm getting benched or sitting down on the bench or taking a break might play into why things might have changed with Ronda. But yeah, as it stands now, it seems like a one-off, and I think that's best. Like, I think universally, AEW fans and WWE fans really can agree that, fuck Ronda Rousey. Right? Right? I think we can. Maybe a little. But ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, one-on-one in the ring as we talk right now. Blow up this chat. How you feeling? Let's go. It's a nephew to TKO. Facts. And she got an axe to grind. Now, the one part that sucks about that whole situation is, as much as I dislike Ronda, she's not wrong when it comes, like, I leveraged and I got more money elsewhere. Like, I mean, TKO, we know it. We've seen it affect the wrestling world. TKO did it to the MMA world, and now they're doing it to the wrestling world. If you try and milk every penny out of everybody, eventually there's a bounce back. Eventually there's a pushback. Eventually people are going to say enough. People are, feeling that way about WrestleMania this year. Are the ticket sales down and slow because of it? For sure. Big boot. You're making all these billions of dollars and people are complaining about how much you pay them. That is madness. Ronin, 24 days away from Mania 42. Today marks 2 years since the American Nightmare learned a very hard lesson the night from The Rock. Do not F with the final boss. Let's go. Welcome, Ronin. MDB in the house. The dogs definitely feel neutered, Jose. KJ featuring KJ, produced by KJ. Let's go. Let's go. Kenny's down in the middle, off the ropes, up and over, down on Swerve. What's in store? Yeah, well, we're finding out real quick. What's up, Safit? Buy KJ for KJ. Buy KJ for you. Look, BU, F you. Let's go. What's up, Dennis? Boston, always a pleasure. Dun dun dun. Who else we got? Christopher, I see you. Bonkers, welcome back. Ronan, always a pleasure. Let's go. Foxy, got you. Mr. Stormy. Anthony, I see ones. I see Jose's like you ever see the picture of like all the birds are like black and there's one yellow bird? That's Jose. And it's good. It's not a bad thing, my guy. But you definitely beat to that drum. Michael, let's go. Jose woke up. Oh my, it's going to be one of those nights here, is it? Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight. It's Kenny on the outside with Swerve because the real wrestlers wrestle outside the ring. One. Yeah, I think we're back. I feel like we're rolling and we're dialed in right now. 57% of the chat taking Kenny, 23 getting Swerve. Keith Sweat with nobody at 20. And Kenny launches himself, smiles into the camera. Did I do good? Let's go. 316. What's up? Love that. Right? I always say pancakes. I like that cake. I can't. Morning, noon, or night. I want that cake, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I'll make sure I eat waffle because I found my waffle maker and I bought some Kodiak waffle mix. Let's go. Yeah, I have a giant Costco size bag of fucking pancake mix on hand. Let's go. But right now, Kenny gets thrown back in the ring. It looked like Swerve was going to set him up for a chop and change his mind. Flapjacks are hotcakes. Let's go. You know us so well, Jose. If every match is great, then no match is great. That's my philosophy. It's a really weird derangement. And I'm not going to steal someone else's derangement syndrome, but there is a level of disconnect from reality for certain people. I will say, I will watch the TV. I'll hear a situation. There's no cheering. I'll look at the screen and I'll say, there's no cheering. And somebody will say, are you kidding? Listen to everybody. It's a really kind of weird dynamic. Hey, Revolution was an 8. It was great. Not perfect, but great. You only what the fuck? You a Fed lover? Like it's so like just this. Not everything is the best they've ever done. That's not their best Revolution ever. What's up, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Ronan, got you. How you doing? Tanisha, Christopher, Safit. Crowd's clappy. Weird, like the match kind of slowed for a second. Get a bit of a fame master. It looked like he overshot it. But we get a 2. We get a 2. The match kind of has had some clunky spots in it. Kenny's trying to work up the crowd. Richard, welcome. No clue why this isn't the main event unless it ends in a DQ. But even then, just to like keep people around, right? Like do the angle at the end of the night. What is going to be in the main event spot heading towards 10 p.m. tonight? Like nothing's going to beat this. As we're getting a split crowd chant. Let's go, Kenny. Let's go, Swerve. I believe just over 3,000 people in the building here tonight. They got some young guys who want to see hoop. It's not from there you go. As backwards. We've talked about the reverse booking a lot here. I just don't get it. Which, I mean, I heard Meltzer say 20-minute matches to open a show is just weird. It's only weird when they imply the WWE is going to do it or when he's talking about the WWE. But apparently you can do 20-minute matches all night long, like Lionel Richie said. And it's okay by Dave's standards. I mean, the guy, I got a list of shit here. This guy can't stop putting his foot in his mouth. And like, again, when I talk about being deranged, being, lost all connection to true reality. Like this small pocket of people think the entire world is fucking against them and they don't get it. And that this small pocket of people are the only smart humans that truly understand the brilliance of what's happening. And the hypocrisy of it all is mind-numbing. As Swerve falls into the corner, again, the crowd's kind of trying to keep themselves going. Big knee. Like they're kind of just cheering a little bit of a pop on the big knee here, but descent too decent. Descent or not to descent. How about that? Evening, KJ. Why or why? Why, oh, why, oh, why? What are we doing? I don't know what they're doing. But I mean, again, I want this match to be good. Two guys that do really good things. It's just been very hot, cold. I mean, if you disagree with me out there, it's just they get something going, then it's a lot of standing around. There's not a lot of pace to this match. And now they're both wobbling up to the top. This gets really slow. Neither guy's really stunned or hurt, so both guys should be coherent enough to knock each other down. But all people are going to remember is what Swerve's about to do, which made no sense. Big backdrop off the top. You know what I mean? That whole sequence, people are, oh, did you see that big? Yeah, it was a spot, but it was dead. Like there was two guys that were, neither guy was, incapacitated to the point where the guy took advantage. I don't know. It just doesn't work. NXT left Peacock in the States. How do I watch PLEs? Good question. I mean, I guess ESPN? YouTube TV? I don't know, Paul. Watch it here with us. Get a Vippin. But welcome back, sir. Wife says I'm still benched from interacting until I can learn not to fight trolls. You got a good lady, my guy. Can't stop me from sharing AEW love starting a show with Omega, but I'll be listening. Smash the like button. Well, again, we appreciate you, Mr. Reed, and hopefully you're feeling better, and wifey lets you off the bench sooner than later. Kenny versus Swerve opening. Shocking. Bradley, I see you. Folks, We're into picture in picture right now. I'm getting a commercial with Kenny in control, I believe. Yeah, it's just the match lacks flow. Am I wrong? Hashtag free Sean Reed. Let's go. Spaz, welcome back, sir. Wrestle Rants, how you doing, my guy? The whole sequence was dumb and it took way too long. It looks amateurish. It looks like you're watching the rehearsal. And it's slow. And we're supposed to ignore that, it made no real sense for that to go down the way it did. And anybody out there that says this is where the best wrestle, these are the best wrestling matches, you're asking the world to ignore things like that. I said it before and I'll say it again and I'll continue to beat this drum. It is simplistic writing. It is pop-up book writing. It is for the simple. You didn't notice all the shit that didn't work or make sense or made it boring. You noticed the backdrop off the top ropes. So again, as long as you got something nice and shiny to show people, they don't care that everything else is burning down around them. But we are back from that commercial. Kenny firing up, stomping over, scratching the back, Snapdragon. Swerve rolls away. I expected to. I did too. I'm with you. Definitely thought they were going to go Spanish. Jason, yo, what's up? J1, the next NXT Premium Live event will now be on YouTube on a temporary basis in the United States. That is a very good point. So, like, Stand and Deliver is coming up. Stand and Deliver is going to be on YouTube. That is insane, and that is great for the fans. And we're looking forward to it. We will be here live April 4th, I believe. So, not this weekend, next weekend. Readers of Bro, fighting the good fight. All unsupervised wrestling. As Swerve grabs Aubrey and the low blow to Kenny, we finally get a little bit of booze, a little bit of heat. And if Swerve has this heel turn, I want to see him be heelish, but not just with the low blow, work the match heelish. Get Kenny down, work a body part. Show me the best wrestling. Show me good, by definition, good pro wrestling. If you do it, I'll admit it. I'll tell you. I will put it out there. This is where the best wrestle. Because now they are actually doing it. Swerve as a heel right now, work heel. Don't worry about your high spots. You'll get them. But work heel. Take the crowd out of the building. Work Kenny down. He battles up. You battle him back down. He battles up. You cut him off. He battles up. He finally gets rolling. Now he's on fire. Now you go back and forth. Now there's a change of momentum. Just slow. I'm sorry. These are two of my favorite pro wrestlers in this company. They just fell off the guardrail. And guess what they'll do? They'll climb right back up on it. So they slip off the guardrail into the crowd and go, oh, our bad. Here, I will put my head. And then we get the pile driver on the barricade. Kenny says, don't worry, Swerve. I'll put my head between your legs for you. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What do we do? Like, nobody notices that? But now the crowd's, oh, he gave him a pile driver. All that 6 minutes leading up to that pile driver was slow, boring, not exciting. Am I the only one that sees this? I know I'm not. That is fucking dumb. They fell off the guardrail into the crowd. Throw a fucking punch. Transition one way or the fucking other. Nope. I'm going to stand back up on the guardrail, and then you are going to just stand up and shove your head between my thighs. Why? Why would anyone do that? Why would Kenny do that? And then we wait another fucking 10 Mississippis for Kenny to get dropped on his fucking head. This is not quality wrestling. Swerve looked like a blue thunder bomb. I only caught the end of it. Let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry I'm behind on the chat. We started with a big match tonight. Ethan, do you think there will be blood today? I'm pretty new to your channel. And AEW watch first ever pay-per-view on Revolution. Ethan, welcome. There's a lot of blood. Tonight we do we have a reason to have blood tonight? Darby's in a match, you never know. I think they need to take a week off from bleeding. So I'm going to say no. But thank you for being here, Ethan. Like, share, subscribe, be a friend, tell your friends. Michael Springer, get him. I don't know what's happening. Pile driver, TK improvising. It's just fucking bad. And again, I get shoved down my throat by the wrestling media and the IWC pundits that, this is where the best. Oh, it's clear AEW has way better matches than WWE. I don't know. Did anybody watch NXT last night? I didn't see stupid shit like I just saw. We get the coup de grace. The stomp. Kenny kicks out. There it is. Kenny kicks out. Pile driver. Power bomb. But again, it's move, nothing. Move, nothing. There is no flow. There is no punches. There's no... It's just stop and start. Travis, how you feel about Kyle Fletcher? Comment on there. More to come for the Callis family. More new members. What would you expect? I mean, we know. They already have, 44 members? Half of them we never see. They're on like a rotating schedule. It's fucking nuts. Now Swerve just stalking Kenny. You guys, legitimately, when I say I'm a big fan of Swerve Strickland, I think this is a guy that should be at the top of the chart and carrying this company with a guy like Ospreay, with guys like Kenny, like the real guys that can do something here. But this is slow. Between moves, nothing is happening. As Kenny just throwing elbows and just continuing to hit big move after big move with no selling. And Kenny throws a million elbows. Crowds into it for the most part. I'm going to rapid fire as I see Edward over on Twitch. Remember, folks, go check out our Twitch. We're almost partnered there. Jerome, let's go. Jorge, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Frankie Boy, Ronan, Dennis, anyone else I missed? Remember, you can repeat yourself, use the super chats, super stickers. That's your way to guarantee that you get in that chat and you get clicked on. Wow, as Kenny fires back, drags Swerve out, throws his hands up. Reversal! And the power slam. We saw this the other night. And we get a kick out. Here come the false finishes so Dave Meltzer can give it stars. You get a half a point. You get a half a star for every false finish. So you have to have at least 10 to get 5 stars. And that's all you need. You can do nothing. You could sit and read the newspaper in the middle of the ring and then have 10 false finishes and you're getting the 5 stars. Pile driver. Yeah, it's so weird. It definitely sounds, what are we doing? Bradley, let's go. Let's go, Bradley. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, buddy. I'm upset. It's insane to me. I really want to like this match. You open the show with it. Vader. Big knee, anyway. There it is. Another knee. Swerve down on the middle rope. Kenny's going for a run as we're going to get another knee. Lined up. Big knee to Swerve. Swerve is up. Kenny's got him in position. Oh, I think he's... No. There you go. Like, how are you going to do this move to a man who's conscious? But Swerve with the reversal. Backpack. Oh. See, this is a little better. We got moves. We got transition. We got reversals. Going back to the winged angel. You're never getting that move on a man that's not fucking half asleep. As he claws the eyes, Aubrey does nothing. Oh! How many finishing moves does Swerve have? I'm starting to get the feeling that sickos don't watch any WWE. They don't, and it's fine. Like, you, by all means, if that's not your cup of tea, don't watch. That's fine. But lying to yourself it's just crazy to me. We'll see a match. It's a high-end match, and people won't watch it, or they do watch it. Nah, it was shit. This is shit. That was shit. This was shit. We tune into their favorite show, and all the shit they accuse the other company of doing is happening right before our very eyes, but somehow acceptable. Swerve misses another stomp. Another knee. So that's 5 straight knees. Fucking hell. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Sometimes they try too hard when they don't have to. They do extra shit. Another knee. Holy shit. V triggers left, right, and center. You're going to trigger me. One-winged angel. No fucking way. Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, the new #1 contender? Kenny Omega beat Swerve. What the? And you know, I'm almost fucking speechless. So the whole EVP thing was not necessary. I can't believe they beat Swerve. No, I did not. I did not. Like, I don't get it here and now. People get so caught up in, you buried this guy, you buried that guy, da 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 da. Everybody gets to be porridge in this company. In the middle, bland, boring, 50-50. How, like, someone has to understand why Swerve losing here made no sense. I cannot be the only human here right now that doesn't see the momentum that they just kicked in the nuts. That this, like, Swerve's the guy you're pushing. Kenny's the guy that's damn near retired and held together with duct tape. I'm not saying Kenny can't win matches, but Swerve cheating to win this match builds the evil, most dangerous. He just had a match with Brody King to prove he was the fucking most dangerous man in this company. And he won. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? This guy, where we talk so often about how the other company doesn't push everyone equally. I'm starting to feel like this company might feel a little bit shady that way. But at the end of the day, what is the fucking point of building Swerve up? Swerve already went through all that shit with Hangman Page. So much so that he's using the fact that someone burned his house down as video in his package. Like, he did it and it was cool. But how do you kick Swerve in the fucking nuts tonight? Last week, he was the most dangerous man in AEW, and now he's just another fucking guy that does a job. You didn't cheat. You didn't find a way. You talk all this shit about being this badass, ain't taking nothing. This is the biggest fucking problem with AEW on a weekly basis. A lot of talk, and the actions don't match the talk. Moxley rambles about crushing bones and eating children and fucking the desert. Like, I don't know what the fuck his problem is, but he's just rambling. But then he shows up on TV and there's nothing. There's nothing. The Bucks decide they're going to take over the company, and Meltzer driver Tony, and oh shit, there's going to be an angle. There's going to be nothing. MJF joins the Hurt Syndicate. Oh, this is going to be something. These guys are going to rule. Nothing. Swerve's in, out. Swerve's one of your best guys, your most talented guys. You have a chance to continue this role that he's on. And what do? You give him an L to Kenny in a stipulation match where the stip was irrelevant. You can't really get mad at me. Is it AEW hate? No. Is it Kenny hate? No. But is it bad booking hate? For sure. What the fuck are we doing? I can't be the only person that sees it like this. Like I get it, Kenny, and people said, "Oh, we all knew Kenny was going to win." This is a match that Kenny should not have won. Swerve fucks Kenny, cheats Kenny out of the win. Leave the EVP thing at home. We don't want it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody's truly an EVP. It was just a pretty little title to make all your friends feel cool. They've all but admitted it. Kenny said, I never did shit as EVP. But now we're going to fucking put it on the line when Kenny doesn't even want it. I don't get it. You want to build people up. But in this company, it's all friends wrestling. And the goal is to keep everybody in the middle, singing Kumbaya fucking ya week in and greatest wrestling ever. Greatest wrestlers ever. I love you. Do you love me? Hugs for everybody. It's a fucking cult. Makes no sense. Push the people that deserve to be pushed. You need a tier to your system to make people want to see it. The main event just happened in the first 29 minutes of the show, and the guy that's been on fire that says he's going to terrorize everybody, the guy that said he was the most dangerous guy in this company, who beat a gigantic man to say so, loses 2 weeks later on a Dynamite match, on an opening show match. And I'm sorry, if you're watching me right now and you're thinking, man, this guy really doesn't get it. Help me understand. Help me. I'm all ears. Help me. But I will get back to the chat as we have commercial break going on. I know I've been neglecting the chat a little bit. My man, the Geek Box. I'm well, sir. How are you doing? Welcome on back. And as I always say, folks, go check out our buddy Geek Box. He's bringing the community together, one video at a time. We got nothing but love. Everyone's favorite box, or second favorite box, if you will. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling good, sir. I'd put the belt on Kenny while you still can. We don't know how much longer he has. Yeah, but I know we got lots with Swerve, and this company is lacking star power. So we got Will Ospreay in a pre-tape. Do you think Swerve was going to be an EVP? If you were going to throw it out there, why not? Why not give him that opportunity? Maybe Swerve says, yeah, Kenny was too nice as an EVP, but now I'm an EVP, and I'm going to fucking make it to my advantage. Maybe that's part of the story, that Swerve uses his newfound EVP power to hunt down MJF. And you're going to say, well, then they're both heels. Yeah, but you know what? If you get Maxwell on a good vibe and a real prickish fucking Swerve chasing him down, it works. It fits. You can make it make sense. But this, I mean, I don't think Kenny, I don't think it makes sense, Burner. I don't think this is the guy I want getting this W. Where's the story on the match? Not just outside the match, but is the match, where's the story? I would have given it. And then listen, people will say, oh my God, Swerve, Kenny. Meltzer's already spewing stars all over his bedroom. That match was slow. That match was flawed. That match had big spots. Yes, it's cool that Kenny and Swerve, just like dozens of other wrestlers, can do a flip off the top or jump over the ropes or hit 17 knees. The match itself lacks flow. It lacks storytelling. It lacks psychology. It just struggles. Told you. They stunted Swerve's momentum to a guy who's pretending to be a video game character. That's it. The best people in this company don't get pushed because it will hurt the feelings of the people that are close to Tony. That's why when, you have certain people, and watch it, Hangman either is involved in the title picture, has the title, or he's not here. When he lost one title, they gave him a nothing title just so he feels good. It's like a participation medal. But here come the Death Riders, so we know my mood's going to pick up. Difference is Randy and Punk actually come to fucking work. Boston, facts. Melty sucks. Melty sucks. Now you know why it was on normal TV. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I still think it's a marquee match that you could sell us on, but it opens a show and you're going to follow your main event of the night, your best match of the night. You're going to follow it up with Moxley. They had to go have a Mox. You can't go first tonight. I know you usually go first unless Orange Cassidy does, but and that's what will be next. Orange Cassidy. We're just on a fucking hot roll here tonight. TK just wanted to end the Swerve Kenny feud so we could get to the next match, KJ. I guess. Listen, I think it's for all the criticism out there of booking, like I just don't think you're doing the right thing. I don't think you get it. There you go. There you go. I don't mind Kenny and MJF. I don't mind it either, but I want to keep this. I want this company to feel young, cool, hip, exciting, ready to go, something new. He's going Canada for the Canadians. Kenny in Canada. Yeah, so you're going to do, and all the writing's on the wall, right? Kenny in Vancouver. I just don't book this fucking match. You made Swerve a number one contender. Swerve said out loud, I didn't even know. And then you took it away from him a week later. This is not good booking. Darby versus Rush, that can't be the main event. We haven't seen Rush in weeks. The most dangerous man lost clean 2 weeks later. It's so fucked up. Rant, yes. I don't know Chris is. To stay consistent across all promotions, I'm all set with heel Swerve and heel MJF, at least with Kenny and MJF. Yeah, I don't disagree because now, like you said, they're painted in a corner. So again, to stay consistent, all of this is bad. And all it did was cripple Swerve. You painted Swerve into a corner he should have never been in. Should have never been that way. You made him a number one contender just to beat him for it. So I will put a poll up. I don't even know if I took the last one down. I did. But I don't think I have to. Is Shafir, after losing, I guess they're giving her a squash match as Danny and Top Flight, like Christopher Daniels, the Death Ride. What the fuck? Okay. Thekla isn't the main event. Now, you could do Thekla and Mina in the main event, but really? Swerve and Kenny, no matter what the outcome was, Kenny winning and ending the show as the number one contender, that to me is the ending of this show. Spaz, I lost internet for like 15 minutes. Thank you for 5 bones in the bucket. So I don't know if you read my first chat, but a hot take, the ladies opener last night was better than that match. Yes, it was. Yep. The 1500 party continues tonight at 10:15, and the TNA Sacrifice preview and special announcement. That's good. All right, there. Let's go. Let's go. Bum, bum, bum. Now you know why. Yeah, it's weird. Why T's losing EVP status and not pay it off? Exactly. There's the only point to bring it up is if you're going to play with it. Facts. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's not fine, Boston. I'm sorry, buddy. Like, I know you and I, banter back and forth at times and shit, but this Swerve losing this match is not good. Yeah, is Kenny maybe because you're setting up your babyface heel is a better vibe? But remember, Swerve didn't need to be number one contender. He beat Brody, so don't make him number one contender. And Kenny doesn't have to put up fucking status. Don't have this match at all. But if you don't understand what a kick in the nuts booking is for Swerve, I'm sorry, man. I've watched people melt down, yourself included, for far less than what they just did to Swerve. Boom, he's good. He's always good. What does the role? It doesn't entail anything. It has never meant a fucking thing on the show. The arena looks empty. I read that there's like 3,100 people in the building ish, and it's set up for like 36. It does sound very hollow. Well, yeah, we are rolling. It's so we got a trios match. This is fucking crazy. This Barry Swerve. And any other company, in any other matchup, this Barry Swerve. He is like, this buries him. I do not take him as seriously today as I did a couple weeks ago. Will he come back? Is his career over? No, his career's not over. But this whole most dangerous guy in the company thing just went out the fucking window. He is younger. He is more athletic. He is better than Kenny Omega. He should not eat this loss. Period. Everything you were just setting up with Swerve as this new heelish character, you blew it. You fucking blew it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if anyone disagrees. Actually, I'm not, because that's exactly what it is. There's no way around it for me. And anyone out there can say whatever they want. But at the end of the day, this was a fucking terrible decision. Imagine you go to the movies, and in the second scene of the movie, or the third scene of the movie, the fucking bad guy gets captured and the movie's over. Like, done. You just killed him. You just shot him in the chest. The big bad guy walks in the room and you fucking end him in the third scene. Now what do we do? Right? That never happens. But here we go. We're going to act like it doesn't matter. We're going to move forward and we're going to continue with awful fucking booking. By the way, speaking of arenas, someone did ask a question earlier. The rules. We are on a commercial break right now. We have a trios match going on. I did not put a poll up because I wasn't really sure all the moving parts, and I don't believe this was advertised. But it's the Death Riders taking on Top Flight and somebody else. Osprey is here. No, Osprey pre-taped. But someone asked, at a hockey game, do you wait for it is respectful to wait for the stoppage of play? Now, they can't stop you from getting up and leaving your seat at any time. They won't let you return to your seat until the play stops. So when you come back from the bathroom, if the play is ongoing, you have to stand up with the usher. The play stops, they'll let everyone go through. So I believe it was Kenny you asked that question out there. Sorry for the delay on the answer. I had Kenny for the W. I don't think it's a massive surprise Kenny won at all, but I get where you're coming from, KJ. Yeah, I mean, listen, Rance. Kenny winning makes a lot of sense. I think the situation we ended up in did nobody any favors. Kenny gets a big win. Kenny, I mean, great for Kenny. But I don't think you put the EVP, like, you did not need to bring up the EVP thing if you're not going to use it. If it's just a false narrative, you don't need it. It didn't make sense. And then this match here right now, it just feels like such a throwaway match for something that could have been so important, that could have meant more. And this is why I think AEW struggles to build stars, to break through to mainstream audiences, because they don't have flag bearers and people that really stand above. Everyone just kind of gets the same. Think soon Kenny will need to get behind someone like Sting did with Darby. Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. So what does Swerve do? Yeah, exactly. Just, yeah. He'll show up and punch somebody else. And what do we do with Swerve? That's what I think is getting missed here. Yeah, that's using hyperbole to protect your point, which is ridiculous. It's been outside of that as well. So yeah, going to that stretch, it's being like, no, I don't agree with you. What, you hate all wrestling? Yeah, that doesn't fly. That's a bit of a stretch. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, Kenny hasn't been in like a number one contender spot. He spent a lot of time floating around, having the odd. Kenny gets hospitalized 3 times and barely gets any comeback on anybody. And then he wins this match. Oh, it's Zeta Steel. So we got Zeta Steel running around in a match that I don't think anybody gives a fuck about. Ba-ba-bum. Top Flight. Yeah, what the fuck? This was the biggest issue I had with Mox winning the Continental title and turning face. Osprey was always coming back. So, and kind of to go back to what Boz was saying, in a company where heels and babyface don't matter, Swerve going after MJF doesn't matter, right? In this company, it doesn't matter because Osprey, they turned Moxley babyface for a babyface to come back and get a huge pop and chase after him. So Moxley's still acting like a heel, but we're being told he's a babyface going up against the biggest babyface. So if you can do that, you can do anything. So that automatically is off the table. Again, another Meltzerism. Heel babyface don't matter. However, certain people it does. Like, I heel Sami Zayn. I don't know. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. You can't have it both ways. Top Flirt. Death Riders for the win. How long can it take a person to fully recover post? Again, listen, diverticulitis is nothing to joke about, that kind of thing. It was very serious. Brock's talked about it. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just kind of throwing it out there because, again, people try and pull in shit for their argument's sake to try and strengthen their argument by avoiding the actual point. But yeah, it could be a long recovery, depending on how much gets done with your intestine and your stomach. It could be a long recovery, but again, not really the point here. We're here now. You're being booked, and I think the wrong guy is being pushed up the ladder. And I know we're gonna get where people talk about the WWE being so predictable and not offering good wrestling matches. I'm watching this mess right now on my screen. It's just, let's be fair. When it comes to, the criticisms of the booking and the booking being obvious, okay, AEW is going to have a show in Vancouver. We got to have Kenny go for the title. It's obvious. It's right there. Oh, when we go here, here it comes. Equally obvious. Fair is fair. And to answer on behalf of MDB, I publicly had a fucking problem with it. So I get to have this opinion. I wish Zeta was on Ring of Honor is getting wins. Listen, we can talk about it because we got nothing else going on here right now, folks. But again, make sure you get in the chat. Keep it coming. Keep the chat going. As Moxley firing up. Stomp. Garcia with the big man flex. He's a tough guy. And Moxley, Garcia, and you to get a win. Or Marina. In a meaningless match. Why can't John Moxley take a week off? Swerve will bounce back. This buries him right now. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's hard for you to wrap your head around. He just became the most dangerous man in the fucking company, and 2 weeks later, take a loss. You just fucking killed your current creative. Period, my guy. Shouldn't be that hard to get your head around. Ms. Hurt Syndicate. Yeah. I would much rather have the Hurt Syndicate. Moxie's awkwardly pointing. I guess he wants a mic because we can never get too much of the Death Riders. Since AEW was boring, what horror movie icon could be played by what wrestler? Movies with wrestlers. I will leave that one up to the chat. Thank you, Spaz, for that one. I do want to quickly check out what Moxley's saying here. Yeah, I don't get this. So Mox calling out Osprey. Let's see what a great promo we get. Takeshita lost to Mox too. Yeah, there's another example. Right? We have the old guard holding up guys. Takeshita losing to Mox is fucking a travesty. Some of the crowd chants Osprey's name. Some. Yeah, I can't figure it out at all, buddy. KJ, in the industry, that's called a short film. Facts. A petite. This show sucks so far. I love AEW, but it's getting harder to watch. I'm with you. It's just I'm not. I find it bored. Like I want to be excited, and one of the things I say all the time about AEW is it might not make sense, but it's exciting. I have found the start of this show to be a little lackluster. I thought the Kenny Swerve match was okay, and people are going to be mad that I have that opinion. I thought it was okay. Thought it was clunky. I thought there was way too much slowness to it. This match, nobody cares about that. So it's official. Osprey Moxley. So babyface Moxley. Babyface Osprey. And if Osprey doesn't win that match, might as well just give up on AEW altogether. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Yes. Well, we are right now talking about the Bucks, folks. The ace, John Moxley. Yeah, the ace hole. Swerve needs to be a bigger star so AEW can sell more freaking tickets. I'm talking about bigger picture here. That's my concern. If you keep pulling down your top guys to the middle, right? Osprey comes back, he goes into nothing. Moxley's just a mess, and is never going to be a mainstream star. The Bucks, not really. They're again a lot of talk, not a lot of follow through. A lot of talk, not a lot of walk. Right? Osprey's a guy that captivates people's energy, people's interest. He comes out and he's got a charisma. People want him to be the leader or cheer for him in that way. Push him. Swerve's another guy. Push him. All these losses will eventually just psychologically wear down the fan base. Where you're like, fuck him. He always loses. He's always on the wrong end of shit. He says he's a badass. He gives us this big speech about, brings the lights down and give me a spotlight. And I'm going to tell the world how serious I am. And then 7 days later, eat an L to a guy that you're younger than, better than, and it makes no sense to me. Now, people are going to say, well, how else are you going to get? Don't let it be Swerve. Keep Swerve away from that. If you're going to make it Kenny, you didn't need Swerve to be the speed bump he got over. But Swerve starts rising, they pull down his stock. And everybody gets to be middle. Everyone gets to be gray. Everybody gets to be 50-50. Everybody gets to be porridge. Bland. So we got Speedball and Rocky. As the matches continue to roll, I guess I'll put a poll up. We all know Speedball's winning, right? This is crazy. What is this AEW collision that's happening tonight? I love a lot of purpose in a match, says Tony Schiavone. Oh, do you now? So you open the show with Kenny Omega Swerve, EVP versus number one contender. And you follow it up with a trios collision match and a collision one-on-one. I don't understand. So, like I said to start this show, when I saw Kenny Omega's music, we peaked in the beginning, folks. Wow. He should. He should. Yeah, there you go, Dylan. Yeah, I can relate. But yeah, that's crazy. I do. Yeah, been dealing with it. Facts. Be well, my friend. Moxie waited so long for that spot. It's just slow. It's so slow. 10 bones. I hate to slightly defend AEW, but I can buy Mox Osprey face if the approach is, hey, Mox, you may have turned over a new leaf. But okay. I mean, I get that. I don't love it, because you had it already where Mox keeps being an asshole. But there's Mox, another example of he dropped one belt and they gave him another so he doesn't feel insecure. It's like safety blankets, right? Or like fucking the kid Linus. It's like Linus and they're fucking. That's what these belts are. I feel naked without a belt. Here, have one. Rocky didn't even get an entrance. No, but speedball on the second turnbuckle. And it's over. Look, somebody actually lost to a finisher. One. Ospreay still isn't world champ. Oh my God, right? I can agree. There to go. Yay, kumbaya. I like this comment. At the end of the day, we are arguing about each other about shitty booking. We agree it's shitty booking, but TK shouldn't book himself into these corners. That's it. I know we're kind of like we're debating like the merits of the shittiness, right? Like it's like I thought you're right, it's shit, but this would have been less shit, and if they did like it's, I agree with you, my guy. I appreciate it.
Shit.
All the shit. No yum yums. This is the least amount of yum yums we get in a week. Is on a Wednesday night. There's very little yum yums. But we are getting a replay of the Texas Death Match that goes down for me as one of the worst wrestling matches that I have ever seen be a main event of a pay-per-view. But KJ, again, slow matches. They know they don't have to really be athletic and really wrestle if they just do cool shit. If they staple each other, if they put a syringe through their fucking earlobe or their cheek, if they do high spots, if tables explode for no reason, then they don't really have to wrestle. And that's, again, if that's you, if that's your style, fine. But stop telling me it's where the best wrestle and where I can find the best wrestling matches. Stop doing it. If Mox is a face, why doesn't he just face Ospreay? Yes, Jose, help me, help me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Generally, when you know, and we see it with everybody, like even a guy like Roman, who's still Roman, but he's not the exact same Roman he was when he was being a heel. As he becomes more babyface, there's different things that get pulled into his presentation or how he speaks. You know, he doesn't come out and insult where he is anymore. He's still arrogant. He's still got a chip on his shoulder, but he doesn't walk out and say, "My God, this city sucks." Little things change. Little things change. With Moxley, as a heel, he ran away a lot. The big bad, unstoppable, I feel no pain, badass ran from everything. Moxley needs to go watch some Mick Foley content and understand that a guy like that walks into the fire, doesn't walk away from the fire. There weren't many occasions where fucking Mick was running away from the encounter. Quite, in fact, he was doing the opposite. That's what Moxley needs to do and figure out. So if this is the case where Moxley's a good guy now, Moxley is the guy that forced Wheeler Yuta to get his hair cut. If that's how it is, then when Ospreay shows up, they stand face to face, and Mox says, "I'm not the guy I used to be." And Ospreay goes, "I don't fucking care." And he goes, "Oh, I guess we should fight." And then they fight because they're mad at each other. That even though, Moxley's changed, Ospreay's still mad. And then maybe in that process of that angle, Moxley gets seen saying to the Death Riders, "Don't come to the ring. I got to do this one." And then Moxley goes out by himself. And him and Ospreay have a good wrestling match. And doesn't matter who wins, Ospreay should win. Ospreay beats Mox to get his revenge. And if you want to keep Moxley a babyface, simple. Ready? They shake hands. Good job. And the crowd cheers. And the babyface rub from Ospreay helps us solidify Moxley as a babyface. Then what you do is the Death Riders, the bad guys of this company, you have them get mad at the guy that just went babyface. But this motherfucker changed weeks ago, and nobody said shit, not one of his friends. You don't even have a segment of like Claudio looking at Yuta and going, is John acting different? By the way, I haven't seen Claudio in a couple weeks. I know he lost the CMLL title. Did we see him on Collision? I feel like I haven't seen Claudio in a hot minute. But here comes MJF. Let's go. How we feeling out there, folks? We're just coming up to the second hour. I feel like this was a long first hour. But here comes all the sparklies. Yeah, that's one of my favorite comments ever. It's true. Jokes. I'm not a Speedball fan at all. I like Mike Speedball, but done proper. Mike Speedball Bailey as a listen. Speedball Osprey was better than Josh Alexander Osprey back in TNA. Go watch both those matches. Speedball killed it. I've watched Speedball have really, really good matches, and he's such a nice guy, and he's Canadian, but you got to put him in the right spot, and it just there is a slew of people, and I want to do this on both for men and women when I get a chance, but there is literally a slew of people out there just doing nothing. There's people that we see booked, but there's no purpose, right? AEW lacks purpose. It's a weekly live taping of Jackass. That's what this has become. All right, let me try and catch up to this chat. How y'all doing? Make some noise out there. Dylan, oh boy, too many speedballs in the... Yeah. All right. Maxwell's laughing. Ever, 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 ever. You should say again, and the place will pop. Yeah, there you go. So you know that Hangman's getting a title shot, right? We all know that Hangman's getting a get back here somewhere. But MJF, we earlier had the opening match for the number one contendership, and then here he is, a little bit later. But he's still talking about the past. Let's talk about the future, sir. I think Excalibur said that this match was supposed to be Speedball versus Josh Alexander. Oh, okay. It was funny. We were talking about how bad last week is. The list of excuses continue to blow my mind. Last week was a bad show because Tony Storm, well, that just happened and they didn't know. And then a bunch of people had the flu. The fuck are we talking about, Dave? What do we mean? Ciampa is still stuck on Collision. I'm stuck watching. Yes! The fuck are we doing? Yeah, right. This was not a good first. It's slow as fuck. Like NXT, miles better than this. And I thought NXT last night was okay. Thought it was like a very average NXT. It was good, not great. This, I mean, it was way more fucking energized than this. I feel like the building feels very hollow, very empty, very big with a small amount of people in it. I feel like the energy in the building's not phenomenal by any measurement. And I think a lot of things that have happened here tonight have been slow. Nobody is on the level of the devil as MJF's trying a new catchphrase. And here comes Kenny, fresh off his grueling opening match. Kenny looks like Hello? Is it me you're looking for? What is that look? As he glanced at him longingly. Uh, do you take Thursdays off to get therapy from what? That's what it is. It's a hangover. It's my dynamite hangover. Drives me into insanity. And then I come back on Friday feeling like by the time I get to Friday, I've kind of put a lot of it out of my mind, or I can't remember it if you ask me to. So that's generally what the Thursday therapy is. I like that. Uh, coming soon, Thursday therapy. Osprey should have came back and said, "All you fans that cheered for Mox after he injured me, yeah, I would have loved that." Now that's a risky. I don't know if I would go there, Jose, just because he. To me, the guy is the flag bearer. Some people are chanting Kenny. This just lacks conviction. Just lacks. What's up, Clay? Completely, absolutely, completely missed. Good job, Sweetball. AEW is freaking Jud Fest. The crowd is a fucking sausage market. Mercedes Monet. What about her? She's been MIA. We have not seen Mercedes Monet. Let me check my records. We have not seen Mercedes in 81 days. AW wants a separate title for their house shows. But what? Stop with the titles. Stop with the fucking titles. And in fact, burn at least two of them. Burn those fucking trios belts and burn either the Continental or the International title. Burn it. Fuck it. Tuesdays. See money. That's jokes, man. Should be on a t-shirt. Yeah, meme that somehow. Someone do a split screen with like a picture of like, the yum yums of NXT and then like a picture of like the Bucks and Kenny and then quote that. That's perfect. We need coherent storytelling. The flips are okay, but damn it, I need to be engaged. I 100%. I am so not here right now with this. The problem with AEW will always be this: it is run by a mark and an indie darling. It's the indies with wet dream. Only time there was a smidge of professionalism was when it centered around Punk Cody. There's a level of truth to that, right? Like if you think back to like the early days and some of the early pay-per-views, and you got um, really crazy gimmicks, some um, unpleasant people that shouldn't probably be employed, that you maybe should have checked their background or their hard drive before you hired them. There's always been a shade of something, right? Um, I think my biggest issue, my concern as a fan, again, started this channel because of AEW. Big fan of AEW. I've watched every minute I can of AEW programming. Um, but I remember when it felt big. I felt when they were filling arenas, when people were showing up, and again, I don't think the sickos realize, like, they have to realize, like, dude, you used to come to these shows and look at 10,000 people. Now you're coming to these shows and looking at 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. Right? You got to know. Wrestling is not supposed to make you feel toxic or make you hate something so much as I do at AEW. I watch this shit. I resent it for what it is. I resent the people, the fans, and I don't know why. That's very honest, Paul. I like that. Very open. And that's, we've all kind of been there, I think. I think one thing I never expected, especially in my adult years, were, that I was going to be mad at some internet fan on how they're behaving. Um, and I think it's fundamentally, it comes down like the resentment is For me, the resentment really started when my eyes could see bad, but my ears were being told it was all good. And it was just this weird disconnect of like, what? Like, I understand, but like, I went through those Vince days where like WWE is atrocious. And I stopped watching Raw and shit because it was just so bad. And even if you liked somebody, they weren't going to get pushed, and it was boring. Um, and anybody that wants to go back to that era is fucking nuts. But I never had that like hatred or that resentment because most people seem to kind of feel the same. Like, fuck, Vince fucked up again. Oh, Vince is ripping up scripts, and it just feels like this company came along, and as it started to go downward, nobody would admit it, and you start to feel crazy. You start to feel like, am I the fucking problem? Like I've been told so many. Oh, you just don't get it. Oh, I mean, I would. I promise. I'm smart enough to get it. If just tell me what it is. You just don't get it, bro. Don't even worry about it. That's not a fucking answer. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? As MJF walks off on Kenny, all dum dums, dum dums. So MJF just left. Kenny's like nodding. The crowd, like, this is flat as fuck, guys. For all the people out there that say Cody Rhodes sucks with a microphone, watch how fucking boring this all is. Ospreay wins and says, I'm going after the belt. Jew. Like, he doesn't even deliver that with like gravitas. I like Kenny, but he doesn't do it like. Think about this, guys. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, the Usos, Jey Uso at least. I'm not sure. Rhea Ripley. Who else we got? Io Sky, Dom Dom, Liv. Like, I mean, I could do this all day. I could list another 5, 6, 7, 8 people that all get in Jacob Fatu. You guys watch Monday and Friday and you see the reaction, the energy level from the crowd. Oh my God. Whether they're booing or singing or chanting and cheering, Kenny has the mic. And if he wants to do that, like, I bid you adieu, do it with some fucking charisma. Get the crowd into it. But it's very like, I bid you adieu, bang, bye. Am I wrong? Am I picking on Kenny now because I'm in a bad mood? So I got Edge and Christian. We keep bringing up best serious medical conditions. So I guarantee you Beth will be in Vancouver. Road Dogg, Ro Omega versus Swerve match. That can't be true. Chill, KJ. You know AEW in the chat. They're gonna take it. Take all my ideas, please. I'll do it pro bono. Take all the ideas we got. Listen to the fans, not me. I'm a maniac. I don't know what I'm talking about, but listen to somebody because this ain't it. And I don't give a fuck how much the Meltzers and the sickos try and make this it. It's never gonna be it. It is so off the mark. And these like this promo here from Edge. I don't believe you. Has the charisma of an effing toaster. I'm not disagreeing. He's maybe not the most verbose type of guy. He's not the most big. He doesn't have a big personality. He's the type of guy that you can put him in the ring, get a good match of him. He's good, like X Division champ. He was great. Tag team champ. He's great. You kind of do that with Mike Bailey, right? He might not be the guy that's your main event guy cutting promos, as Edge is just firing up. So there's your rage now. So if he's this mad and this raged about his wife, like, I promise you, If anybody fucked up the Duchess, I'm not waiting 3 weeks to fight you. I'm not, standing around having these little, it's got to feel real. They show up, they want to, like, you can't just be, and this is the theme of tonight. You talk intense, and then when you're in the building, it's not that intense. Like, there is a lot of talk and not a lot of walk. So, Edge and Christian, big stars, do a backstage, and then FTR come out. Okay. Why would not Edge and Christian come out and do their words in the ring? This has been slow as just slow. Like, fuck, what is happening here tonight, folks? How is everyone doing on a Wednesday? You feeling good? Don't forget, we are back tomorrow. We will be here for Impact 8:45. Nick and Anthony will take you through it. It's going to be a good one. The night before Sacrifice. On Friday, we will be keeping an eye on Sacrifice. We might try and keep an eye on MLP, but we definitely have SmackDown. And then Sunday, the ultimate fantasy draft. We're going to work it out. We're going to draft basically if you could draft anybody in the world, who would you draft? And between myself, Big Nick, and Anthony, who puts together the best squad? Back to the excitement. So you do match, then match, then match. Moxley had a mic after his match, so we did that. Then you do a backstage. Like, when this is the comparable, when people talk about, oh my God, the WWE, they do like commercial and then they do a backstage and da-da-da. What have we been doing for the last 20 minutes on this show? We run it on. Let's fucking go. We ain't waiting. I need you to fuck up some people with me. You can't ask why. And when do we leave? Like, that's it. You picking on Kenny just a little, KJ, just a little bit. All right, Rance. All right. I like Kenny. I just think there's an opportunity for Kenny to really kind of, be bigger. He did not feel like it's just flat. He could do it more grandiose. I don't fucking know. Do it like The Rock. I bid you adieu. Don't insult the toaster, the brave little toaster. Come on. It's a good flick. Facts. Let's go. Cope shirt is dumb. I don't get it. I don't, like, someone want to fill me in. It went over my head. Cope, like, no cope. What? Like, I don't know. If I dropped your wife on your head, what do you think we do to you? Motherfucker, even implying that you get smacked upside the head. What are we doing? Edge waited 6 months to come back and be pissed. Yeah. And then, like, we've seen them in this, like, yeah, they had a bit of a scuffle, but did it feel like you fucked up my wife type of heat? No. And then you mess it up because you go to pick up the titles and there's the Bucks like, we want to play too. As here comes freshly squeezed Jane. As this show just continues, this is like they're running back the AEW Dynamite greatest hits or shittiest hits. Moxley, Orange Cassidy, like, just, oh, wait. Why is this happening? Like, why is this happening? Anybody? Somebody. Why is this happening? Are they teasing Roddy and OC for the tag titles? Why is this happening? The conglomeration's in having issues with the dogs. Leave it at that. Why is this happening? Because at the pay-per-view, this is over. They killed it. But you have FTR and Edge and Christian in a blood feud. You tried to cripple my wife. Not only am I going to whoop your ass, I'm going to take my belt We want your belts. Then you muck it up by bringing in the Bucks. Hey, the belts are secondary. The primary focus for Edge and Christian is revenge. That's what it is. Don't get it twisted. Again, like the EVP status thing, it's an unnecessary detail. So the Bucks stay the fuck out of this till we're done. You'll get it next. But to have FTR come out, cut a promo after the Edge and Christian did a pre-tape, a good producer, you would have done Edge and Christian's pre-tape earlier in the night, and then you'd have the heels answer later in the night, not back to back like that. It looks stupid, almost like FTR walked by Edge and Christian to come out and do it, right? That's what it looks like. That's the optics of it. It's like, wait, didn't you just walk by them? No, they're not in the building. They do a bunch of work in one day, so they can not show up to work for a while. So, do you want, like, again, everyone out there understand, like, the issue that, like, you everything is getting muddy, and it's a constant. We know this is a constant. I didn't put a poll up yet, but the Dogs are taking on the conglomeration. I don't know why this match is happening. Did the pay-per-view not end this? If you beat them, why is this still taking place? All right, get your votes in. Little delayed on this one, but I'll take your votes anyway. Let me know who you taking, who you taking, who you taking. This is ADD booking. It's facts. But it makes, like I said, I mean, I literally just want to see it fix itself. It is so close, and there's so much talent. It's not an untalented group. It is just a fucking group of pirates without a fucking captain. And there's nobody steering the fucking boat. Bloody hell. Who the fuck produced this show seriously? They've been talking for 30 minutes. And I agree, Rant. And apparently, the Fed is the only show, the only company that does shit like this. Anybody notice? Like, I'm on a warpath on Wednesdays now to point out the hypocrisy. If you can say, like, I'm going to take all the bullshit that the IWC throws at me, I'm going to save it up and come here on Wednesdays, and we're going to break it down. Clark Connors, big body check. But yeah, back to my previous point as this match rolls on, and I haven't cared about fuck all since the end of Kenny Omega and Swerve. Not one thing has happened on this show that I've been interested in since the opening match. The problem with, like, FTR is that they're in a blood feud with Edge and Christian right now. It's personal, it's deep, it's friends that now hate each other. You've gotten so deep that you've brought it, Edge's wife into it. You have all of that going. And then Stokely bumps Orange Cassidy. Focus. Just focus, my guys. Focus a little bit. Focus a little bit. This match was announced a couple days ago. Okay. See, we get the graphic right now. The conglomeration is in picture with the Dogs. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you can hear my voice right now, how excited are you about the Dogs versus the conglomeration here tonight? Where the Hurt Syndicate, was it Bobby got hurt and they all got benched? Shelton had, I think, one match. Like, there's no reason why we couldn't get Shelton Benjamin on the show every week instead of John Moxley. I can't book Shelton without Bobby. They're a package deal. I mean, that's the list. I'm still waiting for the ladies match to talk about all the other people that are missing. Vince Russo will be on Memphis Wrestling with Caleb Conley from JCW. All right, Dennis. I know Nick's been kind of following the JCW. I catch clips of it, but not a lot of it. I'm skeptical. But somebody made the comment recently that JCW is putting on better shows, the better storylines than AEW right now. Wait, so the dogs are winning now because Darby isn't in the group? Probably. But you beat Gabe Kidd last week. So kind of what we just talked about was Swerve. This is what they're going to do with the dogs. You introduce the dogs, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, they're a big deal. We should do some shit with them. Let's get them in a match or two." And then they stop. They lose. They lose again. Their leader, quote unquote, or one of their main guys lose. They're taking L's, and then they'll win tonight, and that will kind of course correct a little bit for them. And that's where everybody's average. Everybody know, but it doesn't matter. The company, the fan base that fucking every time someone wins or loses, they buried this for they're always freaking out about wins and losses. But apparently, in their favorite show, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anybody can win. Anybody can lose. Fuck it. Because right now, yeah, the dogs are working Roddy off the apron. It makes absolutely no sense that the dogs didn't come in and get a W right away. It makes no sense that you didn't save Finley's debut for the Revolution. That's how the dogs get the win. Is Finley shows up? Oh shit, they get a W. But Gabe Kidd losing to Darby in a coffin match is embarrassing. So we got a stun dog millionaire. Oh, we got him. No, he rolls free. Yeah, I have not given a fuck about anything going on in this show. 57% of the chat have gone the dogs. Roddy and OC get 33. Oof, and nobody gets 12. But yeah, whoever said that because Darby's not here, so Darby gets inserted. Darby's the X factor. Then they pull Darby out, and the conglomeration goes back to being jobbers. It was Roddy, one of the best wrestlers in this company. Big drop kick. OC took a chop and tagged out, right? What else do you do? In Japan, dogs are stars. Here, they are nothing. I believe that it's a rite of passage. When Tony Khan signs you, when you come from New Japan, when you come from TNA, when you come from anywhere, he instantly beats you to help, again, small egos. We're dealing with egos like Tony Khan, the insecurity of a 45-year-old man who acts like he's 16, the insecurity of guys like Ricochet and John Moxley and the Bucks. A lot of these guys that talk a lot and don't back it up. There's no analytical proof to support any of their claims. And when you're dealing with soft, insecure people like that, yeah, you bring in the new talent, and then to prove AEW's better, you have all these people coming in taking L's, but you're not getting anybody over. Nobody feels like a big star. MJF, he has all the makings. He was there, but even MJF's, again, we've been saying it for a while. No way. Connors kicks out. If the fucking dogs lose here, you might as well send them back to fucking Japan. Or fucking, they're getting the old Yeller treatment by the time this one's fucking done. They cannot lose. I don't know who you're responding to, but Road Dogg, nah, that won't work. Mark Henry didn't work. Jeff Jarrett hasn't worked. Jerry Flynn, Jerry Flynn hasn't helped. Jerry Lynn, what the fuck? But no one has been able to come in and help Tony. So Road Dogg going there and just, other than collecting the paycheck, I think Tony Khan would pay for the pop, though. Right? Oh, you didn't know? I just don't know how much of it they can use. I don't know how much of it we can use, as much as we do. But I think Tony Khan would pay for that pop. Nothing never ends nor begins in AEW. It's very deep. Thank you, Yoda. Dogs gotta get a win one time, right? They gotta win here, right? Especially because it's OC and Roddy. There is no like it was mentioned. There is no Darby. There's no reason. The dogs are. If they lose here, send them home. OC's got his hands in his pockets. Shitty drop kick. Oh, swings around. Big DDT. The dogs set on Collision. They're not done with these two. It's crazy. You sign Grizzly Young Vets, MIA. You bring in the dogs, useless. You bring in the inspiration, embarrass them, and where are they now? But I think some of the wrestlers know it. Like, I think they get together and they're like, okay, look, he's going to sign us. He's going to give us fucking, way more money than anybody for a couple years. And we might only ever take one bump. And there you go. The dogs get a win. There we go. The dogs finally get a W. Yeah. Is it weird? I think last week's match was worse, but this week's match, last week's show was worse than this show so far. However, this match, wow, this show is just boring across the board. I'm so unentertained. And for the first time tonight, the Double D's are in the house. I'm shocked that we haven't seen blood on TV so far. They need to take a break from that. JCW's a train wreck. I believe you. I can't do it. You gotta stop with it. Oh, shit. The Juggalo out there. 5.5, 1. This Anime Rooster show looks better than AEW right now. Nair, how you doing? I'm not, because the dogs aren't booked properly. I don't know who is. Here's the challenge for everyone here tonight. We have like 30 minutes and change to go in this show because we know we're going about 12 to 15 minutes over. Darby and Roosh, did they say up next? Holy fuck. Darby, Roosh. So the women are going to main event tonight. Oof. Okay. I think Darby and Roosh are next. Opening match was the only thing that mattered. Yeah. And again, I didn't hate the match. I thought it was slow, and I think fans out there are going to overhype the match because I just felt like it was a lot of setups, and I know it's commonplace in AEW, but I didn't feel a whole lot of excitement during the match, like a oh shit moment, like everything that was a big spot we saw coming. The whole falling off the guardrail and then just jumping back up and Kenny shoving his head between the legs, that's a problem. Those are little things. I didn't despise the match. I don't agree with the winner, but but that's okay. It doesn't. You don't throw it out because I didn't like it. I think overall, but after that, we've been, even with an MJF segment tonight, nothing. And that lull in the middle of this show, that big fucking hammock of a lull, just fucking took my energy right out of the building. It's as simple as WWE can do anything AEW does, but AEW can't do what WWE does, in my opinion. Yes and no. And I see what you're kind of going for, Jose, but I do think that, that's the void in which AEW should operate. If we can't do what they do, we do what we do really well. We do what we do a lot better than they do what they do. Right? They give you sports entertainment. We give you pro wrestling, if that's how they want to peg it. I would argue that the WWE is far closer to them real pro wrestling than AEW. And that's just by definition. If I sat down and then gave you the definition of pro wrestling, and then I described one company and I described the other, the WWE is going to get the check mark 90% of the time, just because it is more like pro wrestling. Pro wrestling's always had pageantry, and you think of the guys that have made it famous on punches and kicks and grapples. So this high flying, anything goes, sell nothing, choreograph it all, bad promos, no angles, that isn't any of it. You go find me a territory that used to run this. But I see where you're going. Warpath Wednesdays. What was I going to do? I was just going to say we have like 30 minutes. Somebody, what was I going to ask? It'll come back to me. I got distracted by Jose. Way to go, Jose. So we got Kyle Fletcher. You notice a lot of backstage. Like Will Ospreay just got back. It's a big deal. But he pre-taped his backstage so he doesn't have to be here this week. And I'm okay. Why does Moxley have to be here every fucking week? What the fuck was I going to ask? Somebody asked me a question, and it gave me an idea. Shelton lost to Mox back in November. Hasn't been seen since. Yeah, no, it's fucking crazy. What was the thing? I'm just a juggalo everywhere I go. People stop and stare. There's Fago shit in my hair. I don't think I can sing any of the songs I know by them on camera. This match is heatless. All of this is heatless. If OC beats the Dogs, I'ma laugh. Can't happen. Didn't happen. And no big stars, no fans in the building. No. Has any new AEW signing been booked well lately? No. That's what I was going to say. We got 30 minutes, 25 minutes now because it took a while. Thank you, Richard. I want some out there. You guys throw it at me. We'll talk about it as you guys suggest it. Name wrestlers in AEW that you currently believe are being booked well. As here comes Takeshka. You're not a fan of Protocata. Oh, that's romantic. I might be with Okada, but that will never come in between you and I, Takeshka, because we all know grown adult males can only have one friend at a time. I think because for the first three promotions, try new ideas and use new and different, sometimes weird talent, which pushes the envelope of what we like about wrestling. WWE, AW, too safe. Interesting. Oh, it's not the main event. I lied. So Darby Roosh is the main event? Holy fuck. What are we doing? Spaz, Jose, and Nightmare Queen were the top three last night. I don't know why I told you that, but it's on the screen. Let's go. I'm at least happier right now. As you know, we are, an hour and a half into this one, and we're finally getting some yum yums.
Yum yums.
Who targeted timeless Tony Storm? It's going to be Mina. Now, the people who were saying that Tony is going to be out for a year and people were speculating she might be pregnant. What if she's back next week? What if she's back this week? Guess that's when the dirt sheets are in your pocket. You're feeling pretty good about it. So here come the women. Thekla coming on the way out. What an entrance. What a look. What a vibe. What a star. But yeah, that's my question to the fans out there. Throw some names in the chat of somebody you genuinely don't just throw a fucking name in there to piss me off. Who is truly being booked well? Whose booking is making them feel cool right now? Where my dog's at? Arr, arr. So dumb. I think with MJF, his injury slowed his momentum. And then when he returned, he didn't do anything to elevate him. His return was powerful. And then right back to the same. Exactly. I agree with that. And I think because Tony can book the moments, you can book the moments that write themselves. MJF coming back, it writes itself. The crowd's going to have a big reaction. Osprey returning, going to get a big reaction. It's when it becomes the booker's job to figure out what's next. He doesn't have the bullets. He doesn't have the ability to pivot. And again, I feel bad because I think he's a nice guy, but I just don't think he has it. Better than any match tonight. Facts. You want to see a great match? Watch Kendall Wren versus Fatal Influence last night. That is the match of tonight. I agree with you, Rance, and I don't know who started this one, but 100%. Like that match was better than anything we've seen here tonight. Facts. That was better than Kenny Swerve because he had hype. Hype sells tickets. You need more guys with hype. You're so afraid that guys are going to get so big that it makes the other guys jealous that you hold them to the middle. I keep saying this. But Mina's in the ring. Thekla's in the ring. And finally, this is match of the fucking night. It's 5 fucking stars. It's 5 hearts. Call it what you will. But officially, my favorite part of Dynamite tonight, Mina versus Thekla. Let's see if they cook. And I want you guys to think. I talked about this last night. Think about the women's wrestling we saw on NXT last night and try and decide where would this fit in that realm. Like, would this be one of the better matches? Would this be one of the worst matches? Let's really kind of start playing this game. If this is where the best wrestle, this is where real pro wrestling exists, let's break it down. Can we all agree that anything that happens on Collision doesn't matter? Tony made it not matter. Now it doesn't matter. We covered Collision. We covered Collision every week. We promote it to people. We tell people about it. And that's one of the advantages. When you have streamers that want to watch your shows, it's good. It brings in more eyes. There's plenty of people that have been on these streams saying, I've never watched an AEW show. I've never watched a GCW show. I've never done this. Because we're doing it, we're going to tune in and see what's going on. We stopped doing Collision because if Tony doesn't care about Collision, then we don't care about Collision. And that's all it is. It is pre-taped. They rarely go live. And it's just all the wreckages that are too good for Ring of Honor that you don't want to push or use on Dynamite. So it's just throwaway shit. It does not matter. It's the equivalent of Sunday Night Heat or Thursday Night Thunder. It is gross. Holy shit. This chat's amazing, guys. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. What's the last star that you think AEW has made? That's a fucking phenomenal question. I mean, I get this question all the time, and it depends on how you define made. MJF, to me, showed up as MJF. He was ready. They didn't really make him. They gave him a platform and allowed him to show the world as, Mina flying. Down goes Thekla, and we're having some fun here, finally. AEW, AEW, AEW. You can clip that. That's ridiculous. But yeah, really, like, do you give them credit for Toni Storm? They gave her they have bolstered her to a point where arguably the best professional wrestler in their company at one point. Moxley is just a derivative, a bad one of Dean Ambrose. Who have they made? Sammy Guevara hasn't become shit. Darby plateaued and in a big way. Like he planked like fucking Johnny Gargano. Who's somebody in-house that Tony didn't buy that they've made something? Nobody. 5 years, nobody? Not one? Not even an accidental one? 5-star, I'm with you. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Woo! Finally. Let's go. Got a little bit of energy here with 18 minutes to go, and we still have a Roosh Darby match to come. okay. I was convinced that Kenny and the world and Kenny and Swerve were going to be the main event tonight, and I still stand on it. 2 hours ago, I said we'll talk about it in 2 hours. Can we not agree that that is the case? Like that match was the best part of this show. Maybe we should have put it at the end and made people tune in to see it. Because people are not staying around to see Darby and Rush. Now I know people don't get the quarterly hours anymore, but I would bet my left fucking toe that people will not stick around for Darby and Rush tonight. If you weren't going to do Swerve, do the Women's World Championship. Why is a nothing Darby Rush collision match going to end this show? Darby had a coffin match last week. Gabe Kidd wasn't here. Why the fuck is Darby here? Right? If guys like Moxley and Darby are going to do this hardcore gimmick, they got to fucking sell the fact that they put themselves. Do you know what made like guys like Sabu and Mick Foley and Sandman and Raven, and we can go on of all the fucking names, but you know what made those guys get over? They looked like they were really fucking hurt because they were really fucking hurt. And I'm not suggesting we should really be hurting people, but if you're going to do all this shit, if you're going to flip cars and jump off shit, you got to make us go, that sucks. If you don't care, if you shrug it off and show up fine, then no longer do we care about what you do to you, right? If Mick Foley jumped off the cell or got thrown off the cell by Taker and popped right back up and instantly climbed back up the cell, that whole lore, that whole, story around Hell in the Cell goes away. Oh, fuck, he was fine. It would have killed me, but he bounced. He was good. He went right back up. Again, he did go back up, but the story had to play it out, which was all legitimate. Like, he was out cold, blah, blah, blah. But you saw the bump, and the guy acted like, holy fuck, that was a bump. You got to sell it. We've set Darby on fire or Perry on fire. We've had, chloroform. We've had all types of shit. And you can't even sell it as right now, Thekla making fun of Tony Storm. So who attacked Tony Storm? Kendall Grady is future main roster champion. Ren St. Clair is a talented lady. She's growing on me. Omega put his EVP status on the line versus Swerve. Had me scratching my head like this. The Bucks attacked TK and abused their power as EVPs. Why would TK allow anyone else to have the power to be an EVP again? That's a wonderful question. And the EVP thing was an unnecessary element to this matchup, especially if you weren't planning to pull the trigger. Swerve's whole monologue last week was about power. I want power. Now you failed. You're a failure. You just failed in front of all of us. Oh my God. Thekla goes for it, but Mina clips her and then punches her in the chest several times. Crowd's buzzing. It's the most into anything I've been tonight. Now with and that's completely right, Derek, as far as the EVP status never really did much. It allowed Okada to change the music and say beach from a separate gorilla position, a secondary position. But there was really no clout with EVP. So even if Swerve won the EVP, it didn't really bring much to the table. And now Swerve's no longer the number one contender. So he was getting nothing and lost everything. Damn, good to be Kenny. Moxley, Jose. Come on.
Tell the truth.
Oh, you think it's funny, do you?
Come on now. Moxley's booked in the well in the sense that he's booked often. You know what I mean? Shit. Moxley's like that roundaway girl. He ain't good, but he shows up. Shit. Oh, man, I got that one. Thank you, sir. Ren St. Clair's a gem. No count out. is a cop-out stipulation. The refs never count out. Anyway, it's horseshit. Like, again, the show gets better if you can have better refereeing. And I know modern fans and young fans and the sickos don't want to hear this. Shut up, old guy. What do you fucking know? The refs matter. The refs are so pivotal to the psychology of the match, and they don't get it. It's a double main event tonight. That's how they're selling us on this? Big spear by Thekla, by the way, as we get the replay. Yeah, I struggle to think, man. Geekbox, I'm all ears. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, what? Who's on the upward trajectory? Right? Is Swerve as cool or as hot as he used to be? Probably not. As Thekla gets a belt, the ref takes it, but she pulls brass knucks out of her titties. Titty knocks. Andrade's kind of getting booked well. Damien, we got to talk about this. Andrade was one of the most disappointing matches at Revolution. This whole idea that somehow Andrade's on fire, the fuck are we watching? Was he here last week? Nope. Was he here this week? Nope. And that match was the most disappointing match at Revolution. For me. I'm an Andrade fan. As Thekla lays out Mina with the knucks and gets the win, and I appreciate it. The heel doing heel shit gets the W. That's how it's done. Swerve Strickland, take a fucking note. Someone on the internet said the Collision crowd was way better than the terrible Dynamite crowd, not knowing it was, oh my fucking God. That's the point, Jose. We've been talking about this all night. Kenny's back. You know, Kenny just seems so subdued. Renee just says to Kenny, big win for you tonight. And his hands crossed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you. Like, we want to see turned up to 11. We want to see, like, Kenny wants to be a video game guy so bad. Kenny's got to start acting like a video game character then. Like, what is this fucking... Kenny's characters inspired by fucking My Chemical Romance. Like, he's just so docile and so... He's got to get big. He's got to fucking get some jam. So is Kenny Omega going to beat MJF? Kenny Omega in Vancouver against MJF. Oh, look, Speedball. Speedball says, I admire you. Speedball actually has a little more energy than Kenny. Ren has improved a lot. Ren can go, honestly. She was the MVP of the match. She looked great. Her in-ring, like I think the whole the quarter catch crew, which I call the quarter pounder crew, that whole situation kind of tainted me on her because I found her irritating. But she can wrestle. As we are having the world's longest handshake in front of Renee, like, what is happening in this weird fucking moment? Like, I don't understand. Renee just standing there watching these two men shake hands?
Oh, yeah.
The fuck was that? As ladies and gentlemen, we go to a commercial break. I will take a moment to remind everybody out there, we are here on Sunday at 7 p.m., I believe. Stay tuned on that. But click the little bell so you don't miss us. We are here for our fantasy draft. We're going to go, myself, Anthony, Nick, everybody's on the table. If Anthony wants to draft Ash by Elegance #1, he can have it. If Nick wants to draft Eddie Kingston #1, he can have that. If I want to draft Jada Parker or Lola, I can have that. So we are going to figure it out. We're going to go to a little bit of a fun battle. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to pick a bunch of people. We're going to let the fans decide who picked the best roster. Be here on Sunday. It should be a good time. You guys can chime in. chirp us, bust our balls every time we make a bad pick or a really good pick. Let us know. But we're going to get ready for this one, and it will be fun on Sunday. And then, of course, tomorrow, 8:45, we are live for TNA Impact. TNA's doing, collision-ish numbers. It's feeling good about itself. They're still trying to get rolling a little bit of consistency. But Impact tomorrow night, Anthony, Big Nick, 8:45. We will be live, and it is the night before Sacrifice. We're here on Friday for Sacrifice and SmackDown. I know MLP is doing a big show just 4 hours from where I'm sitting right now in Windsor. They're doing a 2-night event with Ring of Honor, and it should be a good one. But we're going to keep our eye on as much wrestling as we possibly can, folks. So make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend, get your merch. And I'll actually tell you what, something I haven't done yet tonight. Let's run. Go get your merch. That's right, folks. Get your shirts today, including our Pause for the Cause t-shirt that just dropped and our What Are You Doing tee that's out there now. We got the Nike apparel looking good, looking sharp, as we sold one of them. Shout out to Jose, looking good. Make sure if you make a purchase, you take a picture, let us know. I do have Ricochet coming back, but we got lots more coming your way, folks. Go get your shirts. We shirt people. Thank you, MDB. We shirt people. So go get your shirts, your hats, your toques, your travel mugs, all the stuffs. As we got more coming your way, you can even have a mouse pad with our logo on it. Do all the stuffs. Get all the things. Support the brand. We appreciate the love. How we doing? So now we're getting a backstage at 9:55. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anybody have an idea of what we're actually fucking doing here? So Ricochet, not suspended, not taken off TV. He's here with his crew that mean nothing. The demand. We demand they fucking disappear. Thunder Rosa came back and did what she needed to do. She got her one match where she put over Thekla and she's gone. And I called it, and that's exactly what's happened. Now, you want to ask where's Thunder Rosa? Let's go to the files, folks. So right now, there's approximately, I don't know how many names, but the list of women that AEW have rostered that we never see, right? Sheeta, we haven't seen in 487 days. Mercedes Monet has been 81 days. Athena, 85 days. Tay Mello's missing. Anna Jay's missing. Riho, 123. Billy Starks has been gone for 204 days. Now, she's on Ring of Honor, fine. Deanna Prazo hasn't been on AEW programming in 389 days. Nyla Rose, 400, almost 500. Britt Baker, almost 500. Camille, over 500, 508 days. Lady Frost, 71 days. Layla Gray, 106. Tay Mello, 116. Red Velvet, 123. Taya Valkyrie, 127. Queen Aminata, who was on fire, 144. Lacey Lane came in, disappeared, 166. Rachel Ellring, 176. Robin Renegade, 186. Right? Billy Starks, 204. Serena Deebs, 382 days. M-I-fucking-A, folks. This is where the best people on this roster can't even get on the show. Now, I want to do the same breakdown for the men at some point if I get a chance. Big shout out that I did not do that, and big shout out for Nixon for sending that over as he was able to grab it from a friend. So we appreciate that. We don't want to take credit for work we didn't do. But is it insane? There's more ladies on that list. 30 ladies at least. Well, we haven't seen them in days and days. the guy, they look like fuck this. But where people get mad, and again, the rock throwers out there, the Fed, and they don't fucking care, and blah, blah, blah. Here's a guy that just pissed off 90% of the fucking fan base, and a ton of people out there, except the kind of real shrill, I'm the toughest guy, so everything that people get mad about is pussy. Yeah, all right, you're a tough guy, you win. But at the end of the day, here's Ricochet. And not even in something good, just in a pre-tape whining. Yeah. Just a whiny bitch. And that's what he is online. That's what he is on camera. As Darby gets jumped and flicked right out the gate, here comes Roosh. Mind you, I don't know the last time we saw a Roosh match. Somebody let me know. When was the last time Roosh had a one-on-one singles match on a Dynamite? Darby Rush is the main event over the opening match. Somebody help me understand. What are we doing? 2112, is that the answer to my question? December 20th, 21st? Is that what you're saying? What am I making from this? 112? Room 112, where the players dwell. Anna Jay and Tay and maybe Britt should go to NXT. But when we talk about hoarding talent, when we talk about being unfair to, and granted, they're getting paid a lot of money. But when we talk about holding back talent for your own personal reasons, how glaring how would a sicko hear this list and justify it? How do you justify the list of names? Deonna Purrazzo couldn't get one match in the last year and change. Mercedes, 81 days out, but she's doing matches on the indies. She needed a break, so I'm good with that. Athena, they brought her in, they used her, they sent her back away. The fact that Athena is not a regular member of your weekly television is fucking mind-numbing. Riho popped in, we didn't care, and I don't care to ever see her again. She can stay away. Sheeta, almost 500 days without Sheeta. Almost 500 days without Britt Baker. Camille, who had a cup of tea, didn't like how you book shit, realized she fucked up, and we haven't seen her in over 500 days. Now, you think of some of the names we see on a regular basis, and we could have fit some of these names in. Why is Anna Jay? Why is Tony Khan not putting an investment in Anna Jay to be this company's Liv Morgan? Over 100 days since we've seen her. Taya Valkyrie, 127. And when we do see her, it's on a collision, or it doesn't matter. As Darby goes for a tope and Roosh walks off, and I think Darby is dead. Darby, this dumb motherfucker. Darby for the win. I didn't put a poll up. I still have the old one up. Son of a bitch. All right, let me know in the chat. I was slacking on the polls. Who do you got? Darby or Roosh? Why is it Darby? And Darby just torpedoes himself. And I keep saying it. This kid only has so many of those bumps. December 20th, Swerve Strickland defeated Roosh. Continental Classic Holiday Bash. Thank you, Derek. That's it. I think Roosh was a good talent. They made a big deal when they signed him. There's something there with LGI, but it's never found a way to get off the ground. And oh my God, Darby gets thrown again. Roosh, who we haven't seen since December, is whooping this kid's ass. Tay Mello failed in WWE. She was Tay Conti. Yes, she was Tay Conti. I don't know if failed's fair. She was very young, and we've seen a lot of talent. The failed, yeah, by definition. Did she achieve longevity and staying with the roster? No, but she was very young. I don't even know. She started a family with Sammy. That's great for her. So I don't even know if she wants to wrestle. I don't know if remember they made a big deal about Tay and Anna were coming back, and then they weren't. Where'd they go? Again, I say all this from a place of all of this from the perspective of a guy that actually likes this company. But you can't tell me if I grabbed a random person on the street that I saw walking by with a wrestling shirt on, and I said, okay, you can book Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland #1 contenders match in the main event, or Roosh Darby for nothing. You can't tell me anybody would say otherwise. If WWE signed a stashed the Iconics away from AEW, we wouldn't ever hear the end of it. Facts. 100%. There's people out there raging about where's Royce? Why aren't they booking Royce? Where's Royce? I can't believe Jay. Remember everyone. How long does it take? They're keeping Jade off TV forever. They're never going to use her. And now, no matter what she does, they won't admit anything she does as well. Royce is going to go through a similar thing. Right? You're worried about the booking of Penta? You're really going to criticize how the WWE is using Penta? The fuck are we talking about? Right? Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, the two of the top guys in NXT. Help me understand, guys. This is the hypocrisy of the IWC. This is the hypocrisy of the fan base that, for whatever reason, have decided we're all in. We've drank the Kool-Aid. We're balls to the wall. We are TK or die. And he doesn't do anything wrong. Watch, when you go to Twitter tonight, there'll be people boasting about what an amazing show. One or two idiots out there. I've seen enough. Tonight's Dynamite greater than Stand and Deliver. It's going to happen. But it's a weird derangement. Rush last match was Collision. All right, that wasn't that long ago, but a meaningful one. Camille was doing American Gladiator tapings. Yeah, but she left before that, though. And will she be back? And by the way, American Gladiators premieres, is it April 18th? Is it the same weekend as Mania that it premieres? I might. Where Boogs is on American Gladiators. Wardlow. Oh, we get the stop up and the kick to the face. Darby Allin has been taken to the woodshed by Roosh. Now, Roosh, infamous for dishing out beatings and not taking them back. But here comes Darby. I don't know, Bash. Why is this the main event? Crowd is lukewarm. Darby's probably going for the world title this year. He already said he wants it, but so did 17 other people. This match is giving me the fucking hiccups. Roosh for the upset win. That can't happen, Vance, unless somebody fucks it up. So the Babes of Wrath are going to take on Double D's for a rematch for the titles on Collision. Do it on Dynamite. Dynamite sucked tonight. I agree with Tony Schiavone. Andrade is winning. Winning what? Pac versus Ospreay next week. I like these little graphics in the corner, though. They glow. Pac is back next week to take on Ospreay. Darby does another tope. How this guy doesn't have CTE, I have. Oh, look. Jesus. Richard. I didn't hear any of the chants. Is that what's happening? Is that what we've reduced to at this point? Casey Jane, Raw or SmackDown? SmackDown. Never mind, KJ. I paused my volume. I don't know what happened, Travis, but I hope you're feeling good. Yo, Rush is beating the ever-loving dog shit out of Darby, whooping this kid's ass. And again, we get into these very slow high spots. Awkward-looking drop kick from the top to the floor. And we do have blood. I missed it. We got blood. Who? I don't know. And right now we sit at 10:07 Eastern time. What the fuck are we doing? You don't need an overrun for this. Make overruns matter, folks. Straight up bad show. Bad show. And anyone saying otherwise is arguing in bad faith. Anybody out there, you just the minute you see someone say Dynamite was awesome, unfollow, block, delete, hide from. It is not true. This is a bad wrestling show. NXT beat the shit out of this show. And NXT was okay this week. Wasn't my favorite NXT show, but it was fucking way better than this. And Raw Dynamite, Raw smokes this. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Raw's final segment was better than this entire show. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. Raw ended with fucking CM Punk and Roman Reigns and the Usos and the crowd losing their fucking mind. The crowd going crazy. Roman, OTC, Bug. This match, this show is ending with Roosh beating the ever-loving fucking shit out of poor Darby Allin, who's gushing from his head a week after a fucking coffin match where he damn near bled everywhere and was fucking gone through the works of it all. And now Roosh just laying in. Is Darby got a piece of skin or was that a Band-Aid? Yo, someone let me know. I can't see. There's a flap. Is that like the bandage or that's not flesh, right? Darby's calling him on. Dylan, exactly. KJ, there's always been my biggest problem with Roosh. He takes it, doesn't take bumps like Mox. He's had some issues in the back from what I've read in reports. Roosh misses the drop kick. Darby slides out. Roosh is like, I'll do the job, but I get to lay fucking whooping on this kid. And then he wins with a roll-up. We stayed late. We stayed 9 minutes after the hour for that finish. How about that, Excalibur? Fucking the ring rats by that ringside. Thank you. Shivani, Excalibur, and Danielson, everyone's favorite ring rats. And Mark Davis gives him a DDT, a pile driver. MJF paid off the Don Callis family because this is fucking pathetic. These guys are getting paid six figures, yet are being bribed by other wrestlers to take out other wrestlers. Darby had a bigger issue with Gabe Kidd. Andrade not feeling the beatdown. Cheeks, ass, yeah, the whole ass. It is fucking brutal. At least the WWE has some blue chip young talent like Oba, Breaker, Dirty Dom, Trick, Javon, Evans, Carmelo Hayes. What you guys in AEW that hasn't already been in the main event? That is a very big issue, Derek. If Tony Khan is just hoping to wait to buy more people, but you see the talent they're able to buy. It's Edge, it's Ciampa. As we do go off the air, that's the big thing. Darby laid out, face down, and the Callis family standing over him. Tonight sucked. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of Dynamite. We're going to go back over some stuff. Get in that chat. We take a rating out of 10 for every single show. Let us know how you felt about this one. And I'm being straight with you. If you go higher than a fucking 6, I'm going to ask you to seek help. Someone tell me the good stuff that we got out of it tonight. But back to Derek real quick as I wrap this one up. The issue, Derek, is huge for them is who's coming up the pipeline. Yuta, Garcia, Darby's still young, but who's going to carry this company? Who's going to be your big stars in 5 years? And again, it's Callis, it's Kenny, it's the Bucks, it's FTR, it's Moxley. It's all this shit we've had shoved down our throat for 5 years, doing the same gimmicks, the same storylines, the same catchphrases, the same bullshit matches. There's been no growth, no evolution. And by the week, less and less people are watching. I know the certain part of the fan base do not want to hear me say that, but that is the truth. More and more people are leaving every week. And eventually, this is just going to be like House of Glory or Wrestling Revolver. They're going to be in smaller venues. And as long as the billionaire's backing the bill, they'll be fine. But we'll see what happens with Dynamite and what programming they end up on. Do they have a home come 2027 with Dynamite? And if you don't, then what? But what does your future look like? Who are you building up for your future? Kenny's almost done. The Bucks are almost done. Swerve's not a spring chicken, right? A lot of these guys, Jericho's MIA, but also not a spring chicken. How many times is Pac going to be back? I mean, that is the only person on the planet, MDB, that might rival Roman Reigns for the is back graphic. Pac versus Ospreay next week. Here's the fucked up part about this, Richard. Pac versus Ospreay is going to be a better match than Ospreay versus Moxley. Pac and Ospreay should be the pay-per-view match, and Moxley should be the match next week that Ospreay dusts Moxley on the way to the harder match of Pac. That's not going to happen. I understand the booking and the story they're trying to tell, but Pac and Ospreay is going to be miles better than Ospreay and Moxley. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Andrade left in the middle of a tag team angle where he and Phoenix would have won the belts. You can't just throw Phoenix in a single spot without taking from the talent already set. Yeah, I'm not worried about Phoenix. Phoenix will come back around, and again, he'll be okay. He'll be okay. All right, who else? Even though I didn't care about the final segment of Raw because I think it's just I've checked out from the build. Fair enough. What could change? Even I can't say miles better than any we've seen tonight. I can even say it's miles better. I'm sorry, guys, and I know the defenders always go to the same tropes, right? It's always, you don't even watch the show. Yes, I do. Oh, you don't have a life. Yes, I do. Oh, you're probably lonely. No, I'm not. Do you even have a, do you even know anything? Yeah, I do. You're not even smart. Yeah, no, I'm pretty educated. So when you get all the tropes out of the way, what's left? Let's actually talk about what happened. Last night, NXT was a much better show than this show. 2 hours of NXT was entertaining, fast-paced, and better wrestling. I'll play these matches side by side, and you tell me that we didn't get better wrestling on Tuesday. And then we go to Monday, and you're going, Monday was pretty good. So I had some bad spots, some lulls, but overall, I think we came to the conclusion it was like an 8 for a Raw. Same thing, though. The matches that we got were decent. Guys like Penna are killing it. And the main event, I mean, you see all these spots, all these moments where all the fans are losing their mind. And that's what Tony Khan's job is right now. You need the fans to fill up buildings and lose their mind for Kenny, for Swerve, for Ospreay, for MJF. You need them there. Not, a handful of people, not 1,500, not a couple thousand. You got to get back to bigger crowds. But you need, even with the small crowd, the shit you're trying to get over doesn't seem to be working in a lot of regards. I want to feel the crowd buzzing all night long the way I do on some of these. For all the people that say WWE is boring, and at times it can be, the fans in the building are losing their fucking mind week in and week out and week in and week out. So I don't know. I mean, a right here, right now comparable, prove me wrong. It looks like a Band-Aid. I was so afraid that it was part of his forehead and he was still wrestling. DK booked, booking feels rushed. Oh, ha, ha, ha. That's Band-Aid. Thank you. Oh, my God. Don Callis family out of nowhere. Now, again, we completely forgot about it. They didn't hint at it that I know of. There was no little like, oh, watch out. Darby's got to watch his back. Darby took an absolute shit kicking. got a bullshit roll-up win. Boo. At least fucking hit his finisher so the crowd pops. Like, are you guys allergic to popping the crowd? Pause. But that's like, what the fuck are we doing? And then when all is said and done, the Callis family that nobody cares about and that was actually not on the show as much as they usually are, fuck right off. They just show up and drop him on his head. It's so fucked up. So now Darby has a reason to get revenge on MJF, who now has to deal with Kenny. Like, what are we doing? Andrade arguing with Don Callis. Yeah, so Andrade's trying to do the babyface thing. He's not happy with Callis being a heel. You just signed up. You knew he was an asshole a month ago. The fuck are we doing? This idea that Andrade's on some fucking hot run, I don't see it. And I'm an Andrade fan. My fandom in Andrade goes back to well before this, when he was still wearing a mask, before he got to the NXT or WWE. I like the guy. He's talented. But Andrade Bandito was one of the most disappointing matches on Revolution. I don't give a fuck what Tuna Meltzer says. It was disappointing. 4 out of 10. I'm giving the show a 5. Actually, I'll give the show 4.5. Absolute garbage. Never been more bored in my life. Well, since it's big, I'll go 4.5. I'm not like 5 would give him like a passing mark, right? Like a 50%. This show was not 50% good. I'll go 4.5. I know it seems like a minor tweak, but Boston, you were very active in the chat and very, very vocal tonight. So I'm going to agree with you. 4.5. It was a bit trashy. Where's Paul? If you say 5, I'm out. 5 out of 10. There you go. 4 potatoes out of 10 chickens makes as much sense as this crap. My guy. Oh my God. 5 out of 10. Are the Death Riders and Callis family the only male heels? No. I'm like, what the fuck do I say? Moxley's not a heel. The Riders are. Callis family's heels. Yeah, they're the biggest heel contingent. I guess outside of that, FTR heels. Ricochet's a heel. Swerve's a heel, I think. Kinda. I don't know. Not many, Richard. It's all they have. They're all they fucking use. 5.5 out of 10. One women's match tonight, co-main event, and they got it in the wrong spot. I would have been happier if the night ended. You didn't need to do that Don Callis angle at the end of this show. The fact that Kenny and Swerve were not the main event blows my mind to this minute. But if you're not going to do Kenny and Swerve, then do the women's world title. Give them a nod. Instead, a nothing Roosh match is more important than Thekla? Is that not what you're saying to me, Tony? That you value the match between Darby and Roosh, which meant nothing, more than a women's world title match? And why can't Tony Khan get more than one women's match on Dynamite? He rarely does it. I think a couple weeks ago, there was 2. It is the least yum-yums per capita of the week. It's disappointing. 9.95 out of 10. This message is also sponsored by Shotgun. Let's go. Mystico. What about him? 5 out of 10, 4.5, 10, 5. Thanks for answering my questions. Anytime. That's what we do here. We like to chat about it. We might not always agree, but we love to have the battle. I only saw the last 2 matches. That makes sense. 0 out of 10. Forgot. No Trish. There you go. Who bugged this shit? What are we doing? No Trish? No, what are we doing? I love AEW, but AEW being horrible since 2024. I feel the same way, Jordan. I love AEW, and I think late 2023 into 2024, they started struggling. People talked about 2025 being this resurgence year, and Tony was Booker of the Year, and da-da-da-da-da. I think it's all bullshit. It's all on false pretenses. I don't see it. I don't agree. And I have no reason not to. TK never follows a pay-per-view. This is 2 weeks in a row. But here's the thing, Richard. He's 2 weeks away from his next pay-per-view. So if you suck following up a pay-per-view, maybe try building for a pay-per-view. You suck at that too, though. 1 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Roosh losing and hopefully leaving. Well, they protected him with the shitty fucking finish. Thank you for the sticker, reader. Ospreay needs to be world champion at Wembley. That has to be the way. Has to be the way. Rush and Dragolistico should leave AEW. Yeah, come join us. The WWE's killing it with the Lucha Stars right now. You get to do double duty. You get to go trip. Oh, but AEW and CMLL, not the same. But what's happening right now? And I mean, Dragon Lee's over there, his brother. Let's do Los Ingobernables over here on WWE and bring fucking Alex Abrahantes. Don't forget Alex. We need Alex. Free Reader. Reader sending out stickers just so we know he's alive still. Hey, man, there's still the wrestling show's still happening. AEW fold yet? Just checking in. All jokes aside, I'm dead serious. AEW has some serious problems. Facts. It really is undeniable. How would anybody I always try and put myself in the mindset because generally even the guys out there that run their mouth doing this, and representing other publications or streaming or content creators, they talk big game, but they'd never go one-on-one and sit and do this. But what was great about tonight? What tonight do you leave and go, oh man, I'm glad I saw that? Why is my waste my time wrestling for life merch t-shirt coming soon, please? Why am I? I'll think about it. We got lots of options. Why am I wasting my time? You know what I want to see coming Monday night on Raw at the historic Madison Square Garden between Roman and CM Punk is that I want to see blood. You got to remember, I think, is it the last 2 times? Roman's had bad luck at MSG, I think. The Punk thing should have come to a head in a big way on Raw on Monday for sure. Have Rush and Dragon Lee's to go. Got that one, I believe. Dragon Lee find himself, Los Ingobernables. And then I get to say it more often. What baby faces are left for Thekla? TK's problem is he focused only on a few women. I listed off like 30 women that are not being used. And that's it. And then you just get the random throw-ins. Here's Thunder Rosa. Here's Hikari Shida. They just throw them in, beat them, gone again. And like I said, on the grand scheme of things, guys, it is absolutely amazing. And a big shout out to Tony Khan for starting this company, for giving us a lot to talk about. He spiced up the wrestling world when it needed it in a big way. And he puts food on a lot of people's tables, whether they wrestle for him or not. They're all just like tax write-offs for him. He don't give a fuck. He's just throwing money around. So, I mean, in that regard, I give him all the credit in the world. But it's crazy from an efficiency standpoint, or from just looking at it as your company. Like when we talk about this company being profitable, I don't believe the Meltzers of the world when they run their mouth, because he's spending a fucking ton. 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. All jokes aside, why did that do that? Blake Monroe. All right, folks, I got to tap out. Swerve versus Kenny underwhelmed, and TK booked us into a lose situation with whoever won. So diplomatic, Boston. I appreciate you, my guy. If Kenny wins, you hurt Swerve's momentum. If Swerve wins, it's weird heel versus heel. It was bad either way because you don't want Kenny to lose, right? Kenny just came back from yet another hospitalization. You want Kenny to continue to build up. And there should have been a really good, I think there was a chance for a really good rivalry between Swerve and Kenny to kind of play out. And then I would use Kenny to pole vault Swerve if I was the booker. And then you can kind of make the stuff surrounding them kind of align for that timing of it all. You're not wrong. I mean, the best match of the night, technically, just too many slow spots. And when we talk about good wrestling, I was very bored with the matches. And I've said this a lot lately with AEW. Especially the no DQ matches, the death matches, and tonight with Swerve and Kenny, there's not a lot of movement or fluidity to any of this between the big spots. Yeah, the big spots are cool, but it took 6 minutes to set up, and it looks really pretend. It looks like you went to a show, like one of the fucking pirate shows outside of the fucking hotel in Vegas. Like, it feels that vibe, like a theme park show. And it's not good. It's not good. Kenny getting on that guardrail and shoving his head in between Swerve's legs so Swerve can drop him on it bothered the fuck out of me. Andrade was annoyed. Yeah, 100%. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the best part of AEW, the best part of waking up. I'm still waiting for my shirt. It's in the mail. Hold on tight. You'll be there soon. You got a tracking number. Find it. WWE books Japanese talent better than AEW. I'd argue they also do that with Mexican talent. And let's be real. I think there's a couple of other groups that WWE definitely gets accused of not liking, but books better. Ask Swerve. KJ, do you love AEW or do you hate AEW? I love it, TK. I just don't love what you're doing with it. Right? That's it. That's all it is. I love it, but I don't love what you're doing with it. Free Sean Reed. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pack it in, call it a night. I've been long-winded. It's been a fun one. A reminder, Sunday we're doing the Ultimate Wrestling Fantasy Draft, where we can draft anyone from any company, and we're going to see who can put together the best roster. Have a lot of fun with this one. Be here for that. And, of course, tomorrow, 8:45. Tomorrow night, Thursday, 8:45, TNA Impact. As we get Anthony, we get Big Nick. It's going to be a fun time. Lots going on over in TNA world. And back at it on Friday for SmackDown. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, be a part of the shows, be part of all the fun. Nothing here tonight was smooth. Nothing needed.
Would you like butter on that, sir?
We were a butter-free zone tonight. It was a bumpy one. It had me holding my head, screaming. That's better. That's better. That's better. But that's it, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. Check out all their socials. Click all the buttons. We got a whole bunch of content down below. Go check out the merch store. But that is it. Dynamite is in the books. That's another one. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else out there. I thank you for being a part of it. Stay safe, everybody. And on behalf of Anthony, on behalf of Big Nick, I'm Mr. Evernight, KJ White. Have a good night. See you on the flip side.